tells me we have to go from here. So I'm going to set the phone down for a second. All it took was a little tap to get it started. See, there it is, sticking out, and you can see the groove that the E-clip, I'm going to replace the spring with an E-clip, but that the spring is in. I'm gently going to pull it out, and probably things are going to go flying everywhere. So instead of pulling it out, I just tapped it out, and the first piece to come out is this right here. And where it has a different safety, this is actually part of the safety. This hook goes onto this piece right here and actually latches it from the back. And then this engagement point, oh, something's magnetic here. This engagement point right here rides on the inside of this sliding safety, which sure makes it wonderful for you guys to see. So I guess we'll tap that pin out. No, we're gonna tap that. I'll tap the pin out the rest of the way and then show you the rest. So that's that pin. We can see that it has the step right here, and that's what stopped it from going left to right, and we had to go right to left to remove it. And this piece rides on it there. So we remove the hammer. The neat part about the hammer is with all these steps in it, you actually have to slide it back in the hammer slot to get it removed because it's thin. Safety looks like once everything else is removed, you'll be able to slide the safety back. So that's the hammer. See the spring orientation. So it's stamped, it's got a spot weld here. And this is how the hammer, no, I say that, oh, so the hammer cannot just slide on in that direction apparently. Hold on one second. And that is the arrangement of the hammer. Those two tails go, press against the receiver. That's what gives your hand here. I keep calling this a hammer, it's a trigger. Holds the trigger in place. So there's that. Well, when trying to figure out how to take it apart, it kind of took itself apart. So you pick up on this carriage, that's what I'm going to call it. It actually just slides right out. As you can see, there's not much left in the receiver after that. So here's the carriage. It's got the hammer's actually still in the cocked position. Yeah, hammer. I said it right this time. That's the sear spring. These are what act as a disconnect. And then you can see this is actually what the trigger presses against to release the hammer. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it together and then show what it looks like outside of it. So, sorry. So this is quite easy to kind of visualize it. So this is the safety piece I was talking about. See, it clips onto the back of that sear carriage. That's what I'm calling it. You can see that's where the safety goes, the safety that's still inside the firearm. Then it's got the two bars that have the disconnect on them are actually a part of the sear engagement, and then it goes back to the hammer. So I'm going to try and uncock it, and then I'll come back. So I uncocked it. That was actually very easy to do. Just applied a little pressure and it popped right out. But this is the hammer, and we'll put some pressure on that, hold that forward, and we'll push the hammer back. You can see how the hammer, oh, no you can't because my finger's in the way, how the hammer re-engages. So yeah, there's that. There's that whole like drop-in trigger assembly, which is kind of neat. Well, I think it's neat. I don't know if anyone else does. So we'll look inside the receiver. What else do we have? We have this safety piece. Oh, sorry. The safety piece. I think we can just kind of roll it. Roll it, yep, see, rolls. And that comes right out. And then if we look, that goes, I'm going to brace it with the hammer. That way I can use 2 hands. Maybe. We'll use the screwdriver too. Someday I'll get a camera with a tripod or something. Maybe. Doubt it. So, see? This is where that goes. I'm sure that's wonderful. Wonderful. The safety goes like that, and it, oh, yeah. Safety goes like that. That's where the safety engages. The safety linkage, that's what we'll call it. And then the trigger springs hold the safety in place. Yep. Kind of that assembly. So it's unique, I think. I've never taken away apart anybody else's Mac 10 semi-auto variants. I've only done the Cobra 9mm type. So the other thing we have in here is we do have a magwell converter to go from the grease gun mag to the M10 grease gun mag to the 9mm version of that. So that's the adapter. Comes in from the bottom. It uses the same mag catch, which is kind of interesting, which you can't see because it won't focus on. There it goes. So it uses the same mag catch. Then you can see this is the magwell adapter. So I'm going to try and see if I can get that out and see where that goes. So looking down inside it, it has a couple tabs. Of course, it's out of focus again. It has a 9mm. It has its own feed ramp on the adapter. No, I've had the adapter out sort of without the trigger out. So if you look down in here, there's a tab that engages the over insertion stops for the grease gun mags. It's on this side, and I'm going to use a pair of pliers to squeeze that magwell adapter. And hopefully that's how you're supposed to do it, because if not, then I'm wrong. But that's is what it is, right? Squeeze it, you push on it, and it's already sliding out. Grab it. It might just pop right out the top. Oh, it pops right out the top. No problems. And then we have our big magwell for 45. I don't have any 45 mags, grease gun mags, or any of the like. You can see there's some yellow powder kernels in there. That's the original feed ramp, which in this gun probably has never been used. This is the magwell adapter. You can see how it's kind of spot welded. I've been told that the quality of the Texas ones is poor. I've never played with a transferable Texas one. I've actually only played with one transferable, and that was out of Georgia. So you can see that the magwell adapter is springy to insert and uninsert it. It's spot welded just on this side. So yeah, that's what does the over insertion tab, and that just must be a locator piece. So that actually came apart pretty easy. I'll tell you, I'll make a video of me reassembling it, and I probably won't, so don't be disappointed. You can see spot welds. There's 2 spot welds there. Yeah, there's safe fire. That the receiver is very similar. It just has, instead of the safety being outside the trigger guards and inside the trigger guard, that's the hole if you wanted to. That is what would be used for a full auto sear pin. I think it's full auto sear pin. I might have my term wrong. But yeah, there's not much special about the receiver other than that it's spot welded. So I guess that's it.